What's up, guys? Jay, MorninAfterKill, and I'm back here on Borderlands 2. And over the past year or so, I've been on a mission to prove to the Borderlands community 100% beyond any shadow of a doubt that the larger Borderlands content creators and stream team were not only paid by Gearbox and 2K, but that they were paid for their silence about the game's overwhelmingly negative issues, especially at launch. And not only have I proven to you multiple times that these creators, in their own words, were paid by Gearbox and 2K.
You were paid to play the game that you were going to play. That's some tough math to do. Should I take the pay and play the game I was going to play? Nah. I'm going to go smoke weed and collect shoes instead. All right, so anyhow.
That means I received something in the proverbial land of benefits given to content creators to post about the game.
Now, who am I to come and set the record straight on this? Well, I was on the Borderlands content creator team. I signed this non-disparagement agreement. I got paid by Gearbox to stream for them. I had hashtag ad in my streams, just as Ki11erSix did.
But some of you guys have pointed out in the comment section that doesn't necessarily prove that they were paid to speak positively. It's very possible that Ki11erSix and EpicNNG actually believe that Borderlands 3 is the best game in the series. However, on the flip side of that, I've also shown evidence that older and more outspoken Borderlands community members, Goth and Baru, were both fired by Gearbox and 2K during Borderlands 3's launch for speaking out publicly about the game's issues and Gearbox's tone-deaf decisions to nerf multiple characters and pieces of gear before fixing any of the game-breaking bugs, glitches, menu lag, network desyncs during multiplayer, and crashes. However, a large portion of the newer Borderlands community don't really know Goth and Baru as Borderlands content creators. So while their word might carry weight for a lot of us that's been around since before the Borderlands 3 time, these words mean nothing to the newer fandom. They pretty much fall on deaf ears. And that's why Joltz is so key to this entire house of cards. Because Joltz is the bridge between the older community with Borderlands 2 and the newer community with Borderlands 3 and Wonderlands. And he has been around just as long as we have, but still continuing on throughout the years with the newer games. So his name is instantly recognizable throughout both portions of the split fanbase. So before we can get into being paid for silence, we have to first establish that Joltz was paid by 2K and Gearbox, because believe it or not, after all of this, there are still people out there that won't believe that Joltz was paid by Gearbox and 2K. And the easiest way to show this is by quoting EpicNNG, who showed us through the Twitch tracker exactly what a sponsored stream looks like.
Ki11erSix numerous times informed his viewers very clearly that he was both on the Borderlands stream team and also included sponsored in any of the stream titles where it was applicable.
And going back through the Twitch tracker, it shows that Joltz was sponsored as early as the gameplay reveal of May of 2019. But in reality, Joltz and Ki11erSix were flown out to Gearbox in early 2019 to play the game.
K6 was throwing hints my way that he had already played Borderlands 3. That because he took that trip to Gearbox or something.
Yes. In fact, they were given front row center VIP seats from Gearbox for the reveal of Borderlands 3. And if you don't believe me that that's Joltz and K6 right there trying to start a standing ovation for Randy, here's K6 confirming it was him on Twitter. So, not only have we proven that they've received financial compensation, but they've also received perks, such as being flown out to Gearbox Studios to play the game early and attend the Borderlands 3 reveal announcement. And was also given early access to promote the game on their live streams during sponsored Gearbox events. So up until this point, there can't be any doubt in your mind that Joltz was paid by Gearbox and 2K. But how about for his silence? Well, I mean, it's no secret these days, well after the fact, that Joltz has gone on record stating that he didn't enjoy Borderlands 3 very much. So much so that he refused to take part in this year's Borderlands Hunt charity event because it took place on Borderlands 3. However, will take part in the next hunt coming in January because it's being held in Borderlands 2. And it's also evidenced by the fact that after Borderlands 3's launch, during December, he went back to Borderlands 2 right at a time when Borderlands 3 was dropping a brand new DLC, the Handsome Jackpot. But wait a minute, what's that in the title? During the Borderlands 3 launch days, Joltz was doing sponsored Borderlands 2 streams on his channel. Why would Gearbox be paying him to play Borderlands 2 in 2019 when Borderlands 3's first DLC is just about to launch? In fact, if you go through the Twitch tracker and you look up his stats, he was doing Borderlands 2 sponsored streams all throughout the new year, all the way up until March of 2020, where he did a quick head and skin giveaway on Borderlands 3 for the Gun, Love, and Dicks DLC and the Steam release of Borderlands 3. Then he went right back to Borderlands 2. So I need you to ask yourself, why would Gearbox be paying Joltz during Borderlands 3's life cycle to play a 7-year-old game and not the game that was being launched and released and advertised and promoted? If they weren't just trying to keep him underneath the contract that they had for Borderlands 3, effectively keeping him underneath that non-disparagement agreement and keeping him from speaking out publicly. So with all the evidence I've gathered and shown, can you really sit there and tell me that Gearbox was paying Joltz to do Borderlands 2 content during the launch cycle of Borderlands 3? Or are you finally going to admit that he was being paid by Gearbox
You were paid to play the game.
under contract
I signed this non-disparagement agreement. I got paid by Gearbox to stream for them.
that had a non-disparagement agreement
It is pretty common knowledge that there is a non-disparagement agreement.
where he wasn't allowed to talk negatively about the game. And even to this day will admit that he didn't like it, but he refuses to go into detail on why.
The only game that's come close is Borderlands 3 when it first launched. It was something new and I got sucked into the vicious cycle. Without getting into too much detail, it just wasn't the game for me.
Once again, it's the skip, dude! So, my name is Jay, MorninAfterKill. I want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys rate, comment, subscribe, and really thumbs up on the video. I'd highly appreciate it because it gives me motivation to make more videos for y'all motherfuckers that watch my motherfucking videos. At this point, if you can't accept the details and evidence that I've outlined for you in this video, then I don't think you ever will. But in the words of Macho Man Randy Savage,
You may not like it, but accept it.
so let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Do you finally believe me that these content creators were paid for their silence during Borderlands 3's launch cycle? Or are you just going to remain willfully ignorant of the facts that I've laid out right in front of you? Tell me what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. My name's Jay, MorninAfterKill. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see y'all motherfuckers later.
Let's get some fresh blood on the tracks.